Morning, guys. You ready for week one?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be for week one. What is up?
All right. Welcome to our, I guess, tradition at this point. We jump on the stream here before kickoffs on Sunday games. Let you know any injury news that may have happened, any players that are surprise inactives, kind of discuss the implications of what's going on, answer your questions, just go over anything that's popped up since we dropped our episode on Friday. If you're new to this live stream here and you haven't checked us out before, we are Beer Fueled Fantasy Football. We drop podcasts Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Try to keep you up to date on all the fantasy news, and we generally review craft beer with it, but Sunday mornings it's a little early.
Yeah, no craft beer on Sunday mornings, but if you have questions, drop them in the chat. We'll be keeping an eye on that. You want to say, hey, you want to insult us, whatever, we're down for everything.
Yep. We'll also keep an eye on the Twitter as well, so if you tweet at us at BeerFueledFF, we'll answer any start-sit questions you may have there, so make sure to tweet at BeerFueledFF. I'm Nick Sparts. We've got Dan Thury across the table from me.
Yeah, Thury BFF. Good morning, guys.
And Christopher Apper to my left, running the technology.
At Hot BFF, how are you? That's with two P's.
With two P's.
With two P's.
All right, let's kick off into the news that's been dropped this morning so far. Biggest one, because I know a lot of people were banking on this matchup being a plus matchup for him. Will Fuller has been ruled out and will not go today.
Yeah, it was a plus matchup for Fuller. So with him out, Ellington becomes an interesting play. Should be the second option on that team. He's also another guy with decent speed, which, as we talked about in Friday's episode, is something the Patriots are susceptible to. So if you need a last-minute wide receiver start, that's not a bad one to look at.
Yep, if you're real desperate, I don't hate that. So if you're any sort of like 16-team deep league or something and you're scrambling without Fuller, Ellington is not a bad replacement.
Yep, I agree.
At least for some floor, because he's more of a possession guy, but he's does have some speed to him.
We got called some VJs because we're not cracking beer at 9 a.m. or 10 at 10:30.
Yeah, I don't think beer goes great with the cold medicine I'm on right now. Greg Olsen is going to go. That was reported last night, but it's been confirmed he will be active for the game this morning.
Yep, and with him back in that offense, he's just an always start at this point.
Yep. So I think
until he's not.
So there's four people you want to consider starting out of Carolina. It's Olsen, Cam, and McCaffrey are must starts, and Funches as a fringe.
Yep.
I don't hate their defense either. Just
I meant of the offensive skill players.
Okay, yeah.
Gano
and defense are fine
and Gano
too.
are fine.
Yeah.
All right. Weather's going to be awful in Cleveland. There's already some flash flood warnings in the area for northeast Ohio. There, we've talked about it on Friday, but try to avoid pass catchers and Ben.
As I tweeted out, I would actually avoid it. Probably every person besides Antonio Brown. I mean, you drafted Brown to be obviously he's a first round pick for
receivers, right?
Yeah. I'm loading up on Connor.
Yeah, Connor and Hyde I like actually.
That's right.
They're gonna run it.
Yeah,
they're going to try to run it.
Yeah.
Slippery field, slippery football.
Defense has to deal with it too.
Start the defenses though. Well, no, I get that.
So,
and if you have Boswell, get rid of him.
Yeah, don't start kickers.
Unfortunately, I forgot about it until yesterday in your league, and waivers don't run early enough, so I couldn't switch him out.
Before we continue, Alex wanted to know with Meredith not starting if there's any other good target in New Orleans. Ted Ginn.
Ginn's the only one I'm going to trust.
Only other option.
I would prefer not starting any of their second options, though, because they've really been kind of keeping it close to the vest is how they're going to play this. So we don't know how the target's going to shake out. So as of now, I'm recommending trying to find something else.
Yeah. I mean, Ted Ginn's traditionally been the two there. As far as third options go, Austin Carr's getting the start, but don't be surprised if you see Traquan Smith do some things.
Yeah, and I could see it where they just split snaps between Meredith, Carr, Ginn, and Smith, and it just ends up being a mess.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Nothing too interesting there.
Yep. Until we have more information, I'm just pushing the avoid button. Sony Michel is out and will be inactive in this one, so it's going to be Burkhead, White, and Hill as the three running backs in New England.
Yeah, this makes Burkhead an interesting flex play for me. It should be relatively high scoring. He can catch passes as well. And James White has a solidified third down role, so you shouldn't be in emergency mode on running backs, but James White, not a bad one in deeper leagues, full PPR.
If you had McKinnon and Bell, maybe you're firing up White.
Right.
I got White going in some league.
Is it one of our 16-team deep leagues?
It's one of our 20 leagues I have going on. White's not a bad play. I mean, there's going to be a lot of throwing in this game. It's Vegas' second highest in terms of over-under. Expect a lot of throwing in this is what makes James White.
Yeah. I still don't love White, though. Texans were fantastic against pass-catching backs last year.
I like Burkhead more.
Yep. I definitely like Burkhead more just because of the touchdown.
Well, yeah.
Marlon Mack has been ruled out. He warmed up this morning, but couldn't quite make a go of it. We're hoping to see him back next week. This does make Wilkins startable, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, it is a low-end flex play. I don't like the matchup. So, and if they decide he could try to get cute with Michael and and Hines a little bit also. So, low-end flex play on Jordan Wilkins.
Yeah, and as we've mentioned when we previewed the game, I think Cincy is going to be up and possibly up big in this one.
Yeah.
I do not trust the Colts yet. Ian Rappaport reports that Austin Carr will start at slot receiver for the Saints. We mentioned this a little bit earlier, but he officially is getting the starter designation. Apparently Meredith is working up with like the practice squad guys.
Yeah, not good news for Meredith. Traquan Smith flashed a decent amount in preseason. Austin Carr is a guy you didn't see a whole lot of, so this will be interesting. I liked Austin Carr a lot coming out of college, but you haven't seen him do anything in the NFL. But he is a Drew Brees type of receiver.
Yeah, and he's only in his second year. He's a younger guy. If you're in any sort of deeper dynasty league that waivers are still open for this morning, he's not a bad free agent stash and just see what the hell happens.
But he's a stash. Don't run him out and start
him. I would definitely not start him. Or if obviously any incredibly deep redraft leagues, he might be even worth a stash there as well.
Yep.
And the last note I've seen so far this morning is Ronald Jones isn't active for week 1, so it is going to be
I read that. I'm like, wow.
So it's going to be Peyton Barber and Jaquiz Rogers, and that's it.
And they started somebody else. Some random name got the bump to play.
All right, so probably a special teams guy, I would assume.
Probably mostly Peyton Barber, if I had to take a
guess.
Yeah. It's going to be
all Barber.
Probably 80% Peyton Barber. So workload should be there for him. It's not a great matchup, but it's not terrible. The Saints' run defense was above average, but not amazing.
He found success last year against them too.
Yeah, in one of the 2 games he was solid. He was terrible in the second one, or the first one, I should say. Second one is where he did better. So that's all I've got for initial news. Is there anything else we're keeping an eye on or watching this morning?
One thing I'd look for is, we'll get another question. Start Carson over Hyde because of the weather, even though Carson's role is up in the air, kind of. I'm still leaning. Carson doesn't have a great matchup.
Yeah.
So I'm still leaning Hyde on that one, even with the weather.
Yeah, what we saw in preseason made me a little more confident in Hyde that at least early in the season he's going to get plenty of work, and he looked good between the tackles.
And there's going to be volume, like Nick mentioned earlier. You got to, I don't know if we were live streaming at that point, but you got to, the defense is going to have to deal with the weather also. There's going to be a ton of running here. So I'm leaning Hyde on that one.
Yeah. 100% want Hyde on that one. I don't hate Carson as a start this week, but it's not a great matchup against the Broncos. So I would rather go against the Steelers in bad weather.
Big Ben or Dak Prescott?
You're not starting any pass.
I avoid,
no QBs
avoid
in this game.
Tyrod and Ben is at all possible.
Yeah, just avoid that weather in Cleveland if you can. Anything. I mean, you're not going to bench Antonio Brown, but anything else.
So, and Scott Fish was tweeted this out yesterday too. Dak's splits with Zeke and without Zeke. He averages 8 points more a game with Zeke in the lineup.
Yeah, he doesn't have a line, so I don't love either thing. But Dak's a safer go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's got his left tackle and his left guard are healthy. It's just the center that's out. And apparently the backup center is not bad. He's just not, the best in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Fredericks.
Yeah.
He is not Fredericks.
That's a hard person to replace.
Yeah, no
Frederick
shit.
is. No problem. To the people saying thanks, you're welcome.
Yep. Keep those questions coming, guys, and tell more people to jump in the chat if you got any friends who are looking for start sit questions.
Yep. Now, as far as other things that I'd be looking at, Doug Baldwin's a guy I'm looking to steer away from if I have other options.
Mm-hmm.
Only playing 85%. He's in a terrible matchup. So if you're in a 10 or a 12 team league, and there's some wide receiver 2s, 3s, Emmanuel Sanders, for example, that have just better matchups.
Yeah, and he's going to be catching Harris in the slot, which is never a fun time.
No, so just be wary of that. That's the one thing that I noticed in my lineups that I was kind of trying to steer from.
I'm just trying to think of anything else that's kind of developed over the last couple of days since we did the
Martavis
podcast.
Bryant's facing a year-long suspension.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect week 1 at all.
Doesn't affect week 1, but still.
It's there.
If you had him in a dynasty league, he's done.
Yep. No, I don't think I had anything else.
Colts are without their left tackle today, which is their best offensive lineman, which makes us say...
Is he? I think Nelson's already the best offensive lineman.
Well...
it's not good for luck, though.
Still.
Costanzo. That's what I was
Costanzo,
thinking. Cantanzaro. Yeah, the kicker.
Cantanzaro. Well, I mean, he might be as good as some of the offensive linemen they have.
Need to drop one. Morris, Lynch,
I see here.
Mike Williams, Aaron Jones, Kerryon Johnson, Gallup. And would you play any of them over Baldwin?
I might play Lynch over Baldwin.
Lynch. maybe.
And then I would drop probably Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, I don't want to drop Mike Williams, but I can't drop any of those other names.
I wouldn't play Morris this week. Really, really tough matchup against Minnesota's defense.
So-
And a lot of, he is getting the start,
So
but
I-
it's still
I think
a lot of
Morris is a hold, don't start
this
week for me. And that's just because he's getting the start, but it's a bad matchup. You don't know how Burrito is going to be used, what that mix is going to look like. But drop and scoot back up.
Yeah, so Morris this week is if you absolutely must type start. Breida is a do not for me.
Even if it's drop and scoot back up, I would still say Williams. Carson or Baldwin, standard league. Chris Harris worries me versus Baldwin. Chris Harris worries us versus Baldwin also.
PPR standard.
It's standard.
Standard, I'd go Carson.
I'd go Carson. That's tough, though.
Yeah.
Because the reception floor is the only reason I'm considering starting Baldwin in places. If it's a standard league, I don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, no, standard league, it's definitely Carson.
I'm just afraid, too.
More chance of a touchdown there.
Like if Denver gets up early and they just want to sit Baldwin just because they want to have more precautionary just because of the knee and the fact that he doesn't think he's going to be healthy for the majority of the season. He says he's fine now.
Well, the matchup's terrible.
The matchup's
too,
horrible.
So I do like Carson's matchup a little bit more.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though it's both Denver. I mean, I like Carson against the run defense a little bit more. And he looked good and the line looked fine in preseason. So
yeah,
would you start Rex Burkhead over Carson?
Yes.
Yes, this week I would. Sony Michel's not playing. That's going to be a very high scoring game.
Yeah,
What's up, Colton?
Yeah, I have no issue with starting that.
Yeah, I don't either. Burkhead's fine this week. I would lean him. Barber or Keelan Cole, full PPR.
Barber.
Cam Meredith is inactive today.
No, that's not surprising.
Considering who he's warming up with, that is not surprising. So no Cam Meredith. Actually had a shallow dynasty league. I just turned him off with when I activated Connor.
Back to the Barber Cole question.
Sorry.
Ronald Jones is inactive today, so Barber is going to be a very intriguing option. Keelan Cole being the one could run into Janoris Jenkins, so it's just something to keep an eye on there.
That Giants defense was terrible last year, but they significantly underperformed how good they should be. So I expect them to at least be slightly better to start the season here. And then on top of it, I don't know how much the Jaguars are going to have to throw.
Yeah.
Thanks for the sub, Colton. Nicholas wants to recommend a kicker who's likely to be on waivers, 10-team league. He's got Cody Parkey at the moment. Like Alex just said, Daniel Carlson's a good one. If Graham Gano's out there, he's not a bad one. Cammy Fairburn's got a good matchup this week.
The one who isn't owned in all leagues, who I am all over, is going to be Matt Prater.
Yeah,
Prater would be fantastic.
It's in the Dome at home against the Jets in a game that you should see some.
The Lions could see upwards of like 6th, 7th red zone trips. So
yeah.
There's a lot of potential points out there.
And they're terrible at running, so they do get field goal shots. And Prater is very solid in the Dome.
Yeah.
So he'd be my favorite one. Carlson or is probably my second choice.
Yeah. We're starting Carlson in so many places, it's ridiculous this week.
Yeah, Carlson could screw all of us if we were wrong about this.
And as a Vikings fan, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be surprised.
I wouldn't. Not even mad.
Not a Vikings fan, but I wouldn't be surprised either. Cheers. If I was drinking, and
Cheers.
Nicholas is in the Netherlands, isn't he?
Land. He's in the Netherlands.
Yep.
I think he's in England, actually.
Oh, well, whatever. It's more appropriate drinking time for you than us. Although I will be drinking as soon as we get to the bar.
Yeah, so a little over an hour.
Yep.
I will crack a beer.
No, probably under, honestly. We'll be there early.
Oh, yeah. By the time they get to us and game kickoffs, though, it'll be about an hour.
Let's see, what else did I have to figure out this week? Not in England.
Hey, my phone's asking me, am I thinking about brunch? I am not thinking about brunch, phone.
Scottish in the Netherlands from Nick. Okay. Jake, Carlos Hyde for flex and or Jamal Williams or Carlos Hyde for flex and half PPR. I'm still saying Hyde.
Those are real close for me. I think Hyde for floor, Williams for ceiling, if that matters. But I think I'm right next to each other in my rankings.
Yeah, the thing with Jamal Williams that worries me is, one, the existence of Ty Montgomery, and two, Bears' run defense is good, and he only averaged 3.3 yards a carry against them last year. So I lean Hyde, especially given the weather there. They're going to be running a lot.
Yeah. Now, Hyde shouldn't see pretty much any passing game work. So
Yeah, well, and
That
if they
does
do,
limit
Williams
if-
might
if
not
for
either
some
with
re-
Montgomery.
Yes, and if for some reason they do decide to pass, it's probably going to be short stuff. Yes, Duke is there also, but I just expect there to be a ton of running in that Cleveland-Pittsburgh game.
I don't even like Duke much just because they don't really.
No,
I mean,
I don't. I've benched Duke
Yeah,
everywhere.
I think Hyde's the only running back I would feel any confidence in starting. Hyde and Connor. I mean,
So yeah, I don't love either one. I've got it closer than Hopper does, but I would probably lean Hyde to be safe
Yeah.
yeah.
because I mean, as long as he's able to go, they're going to keep feeding him the rock.
Yeah.
Views on Flash Gordon this week and standard league.
Bench.
Yeah, with Cole, Benjamin, and Goodwin on the bench.
I would start Cole over him.
Yeah, Cole over Josh Gordon. Just again, the weather there's not going to be a ton of throwing, especially deep balls, and he's on a pitch count.
Yeah,
I
and
don't hate Marquise Goodwin. He's not going to drive Rhodes. He's
No,
gonna drive Waynes.
Goodwin's fine. Cole, Benjamin, all of those are fine. If I had to rank them, it'd probably be Cole, Goodwin, Benjamin for me.
yeah, Cole and Goodwin are close. I would lean Cole.
I'm the other way, but
You'd go
this guy-
Goodwin?
I go Goodwin. Just 'cause more the big play potential there, and the fact that I think the game could be a little more high scoring than the Giants and Jaguars game. And if San Francisco gets behind,
Yeah.
they'll have to throw more, and Wayne's gonna be beat.
More of a chance to talk about
Yeah.
Josh Gordon though. Actually, the talent's definitely there, but with him being on a pitch count early, he came into training camp immediately had a hamstring issue. They're going to be careful with him, and I think they're going to be more careful with him on a slick field when there's probably not going to be a ton of throwing anyway. So
We gotta.
I'm just reserved on him to start the season, but especially in a game where the weather's crap. Tyler Eifert or ASJ for week 1? ASJ. I covered this Wednesday.
So
I think ASJ is my tight end start of the week. I like Eifert, but the Giants were absolutely terrible against tight ends last year.
I'd go Eifert here. Just
I'd go Eifert
yeah,
too.
but I like the ASJ play as it's more of a deeper thing. I just want to see how all the targets fall together with
See,
the
I
Jacksonville.
know when Eifert's healthy, he's going to get the red zone looks. We're not quite sure how ASJ plays out in this offense yet. So I'm going to go with the more trusted guy for me.
Yeah.
Tariq Cohen or Ty Montgomery in the backfield
Cohen.
at Lambeau. Tariq Cohen, just way more upside there.
Yeah.
And I expect him to be used in a lot of different ways where Ty Montgomery probably not.
He is
won't
absolutely one of my
necessarily be.
watch players this week for I want to see how they use him week
Yep,
1.
exactly.
Yep. But yeah, I recommended my fiance start Tariq Cohen this week. So go Cohen.
Go Cohen, go.
Be like his fiance, start Cohen.
Yeah. Yes.
Drew, how bad is the weather in Pitt, Cleveland game? Do I need to bench everyone? So I just replied, Connor Brown
I wouldn't feel
and
good
Hyde
about
are the
playing
only
any
ones
of
I'm
them.
starting.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's the only one that's involved in the passing game there that I'm like, okay, go with him.
Yeah, I don't think you can consider.
And even then,
benching
if you
Brown.
have if you're playing like an 18 league, you have a super heavy receiver, and you have Brown and Allen and
If you're an 18
Thomas,
team,
like something
And
crazy, like
Diggs.
Diggs. Yeah, then I'd be like, all right, you could probably bench Brown. But
so the Benny's league.
but
yeah,
but,
yeah.
but for 99% of leagues, you're not benching Brown.
Yeah,
I'm Brown
because 99% of leagues aren't 8 team.
No.
It shouldn't be.
Well, not 18 where someone you went wide receiver heavy and started with Brown. So
Right.
all right, we got any more questions coming in?
No, I think we're pretty
I'm
chalk
keeping
here.
news up, trying to see. Nothing's popped now. Injury reports what I've just dropped, so now it's kind of mum until
What? Oh, here we go. Happy week 1, Dylan. I got a pick 2 for PPR: Marshawn Lynch, Corey Davis, Tyler Lockett, Anthony Miller.
Lynch for sure.
Lynch, and
Davis, probably?
Davis.
Lynch Davis, I think. Yeah.
Although Lockett's intriguing, but I like Davis more.
I'm worried Lockett would get Roby.
Yeah,
Roby
that's
moved
true.
outside.
That's true.
Yeah. Lynch and Davis.
Miller, you just with it being a new offense for the Bears, I wouldn't be surprised to see Miller do well, but at the same time, you don't know how that target volume is going to shake out. Kevin White, I know that everybody in fantasy is sick of Kevin White, but he looked very good in the preseason. Should be playing outside. Trey Burton, Tariq Cohen. You just don't know how targets are going to fall in Chicago yet. So I'm definitely more confident in Corey Davis and then absolutely Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, we're not sure exactly how many snaps Miller's even going to get. We're not sure what this offense is going to look like in regular season form. There's not a single rookie wide receiver I'm wanting to start week 1. Let's wait a couple weeks, see how they shake out, see how they start.
If you can
developing.
avoid to, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I think with Corey
I
Davis, and
think
Marshawn
in a
Lynch, you can
pinch,
avoid it.
maybe you play Gallup if some things went wrong.
Gallup would be the one I'd want to play
just because of volume.
Anyone,
Yeah,
but,
that's our potential volume.
Yep.
but yeah, even that is kind of a messy situation between Hearns, Gallup, and Beasley.
Yeah.
Parker has been announced inactive
yeah.
officially now, so cool. I can actually go put him on my IR.
Right.
So reminder, if you do have IR spots, keep an eye on inactive so you can bench people and grab stash players that you might be able to get some upside out of. So always something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
We forgot to talk about the fact that Jonathan Williams did get promoted off the practice squad for the Saints.
Yeah, that happened last night.
Does that affect Gillislee at all for you?
I think it does that they're promoting him because it could be either guy, and Gillislee hasn't had a lot of time against that offense. Couple more questions coming in.
I hope he's not against the offense.
Well, you know what I mean. Sorry, I got distracted. What do you think of Gesicki today with Parker down?
Not interested.
Don't start in your rookie tight ends week one.
He's a rookie tight end that had one catch, and it's against a team that was pretty decent.
And he's
against
finally
tight ends.
gotten better, but he had a really struggled in the start of the offseason up through training camp.
Yeah, he's named the starter. I like Amendola and Stills a lot more. I think Amendola is the biggest beneficiary from Parker being down. Gesicki talked to us again week 3 though, and he could very easily be just a weekly start. So
I mean, he could get some like Evan Ingram type of volume, but just not.
Yeah, Evan Ingram's
Can't trust it early.
Evan Ingram's the exception rather than the norm for rookie tight ends.
Yeah.
Hey guys, need some help. Have to pick 2: Robbie Anderson, Dion Lewis, Corey Davis, Bilal Powell.
Lewis and Davis. Is this a?
Yeah, what's the scoring format, Bobby? Is that PPR? Because I'm thinking Lewis and Davis here. Robbie Anderson's going to draw a really tough matchup with Darius Slay, so I like a noon one more in that matchup. I don't hate the Jets' running game, but Crowell and Powell not knowing how that's going to shake out. I think Lewis at least has a defined role and a decent matchup. Full point PPR.
Yeah, definitely Lewis and Davis then.
Yeah, I'd definitely go on Lewis and Davis.
Yeah, I like Lewis a lot this week in full point PPR.
Flex Marshawn Lynch versus Rams, Jamal Williams versus Bears, or James Conner versus the Browns.
Conner.
Standard, go Conner. Again, terrible weather in Cleveland. There's going to be a ton of running.
And that's a great offensive line.
And it's a good offensive line, and I expect him to do better than either Lynch or Williams.
And even though I was up till 5 a.m. arguing with people not to start Jalen Samuels this week, I don't expect Samuels to get a lot of touches.
Yeah.
It should be entirely the Connor show.
Full PPR, Doug Baldwin, Allen Robinson, Jarvis Landry. That's Allen Robinson for me.
Yeah.
It's Robinson.
Yep. Packers have a very young secondary, so the volume should be there. I expect him to do well. Baldwin's got a tough matchup with Chris Harris, and Jarvis Landry, the weather. Oh, play 2. Well, if you're playing 2, then it's probably Robinson Baldwin. I don't want anything to do with outside of Antonio Brown. Just again, weather in Cleveland, Pittsburgh is going to be crap.
Yeah, those two are close for me, but I would take the ceiling that you can probably get from Baldwin because Landry's even if he might get some floor, it's going to be a rough game for him.
Right.
Like most of these guys, you're going to have to probably start just because of that. But I mean, if you get a choice to pick between these two, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think Baldwin.
PPR Lynch or Corey Davis.
Lynch. Yeah, he is dealing with a groin issue, but it sounds like it's getting better. That's a team with some real significant.
If it's full point out, I don't hate Davis in that.
I don't hate Davis. I just like Lynch slightly better.
I
like gives you the floor.
I like the floor, and the
rushing yards.
Rams, considering how good their secondary and pass defense is pretty actually mediocre against the run. So
Right.
Yeah, but they did get 2.
they did
Go along with Aaron Donald.
they'll get better this year, but they were bottom 5 last year. I expect them to be average this year versus being an elite pass defense.
Well, we did see with Jacksonville when they got Darius what an elite defensive tackle could do, and Sue's definitely elite.
If it's full point, I would go Davis. If it's half point, I'd stick with Lynch.
Oh.
I think they're very close.
Hey, Drew showed up. Fellas,
Drew.
I need some help. Crowell or Wilkins?
Crowell. I don't like either, but Crowell.
Yeah, Cincy's defensive line is just insanely good, and with the Colts missing their left tackle, amongst other things, and they'll probably try to get cute a little bit with Hines and Michael, so go Crowell.
And Crowell's a better pass catcher than people give him credit for, so that should insulate him even if they're down.
Yeah, I go with
he is.
Crowell.
Yeah, the fact that he was getting 40 plus receptions when he was sharing a backfield with Duke Johnson every year was impressive.
Oh, wow, that's an interesting question. What are some trades you guys have made for Bell, away or receiving?
I've made a few offers. I haven't successfully made any trades. I have 0 Bell shares, so I have not had to trade him away anywhere.
If you own him, I would not look to trade him unless you can get something of some sort of value. Just Like,
Yeah,
this is the lowest he's ever been in his career. So
yeah,
outside of his
basically
rookie season,
since mid-season of his second year, this is the lowest he's been.
yeah.
I would generally Bell's a hold for me. Some of the trades I've been kicking out, I've been trying to do maybe like an RB2 wide receiver 2 combo and seeing if I can buy low.
Maybe sweeten it with a little pick.
So
Yeah.
I
If
sent
it's Dynasty.
if it's Dynasty, yeah, maybe Dynasty is a kind of a different ball game. I'm actually not real interested in paying Bell's price in Dynasty right now, even though it's lowered.
I still kick the tires if
I'd kick the tires and see if they panic sell. But some of the offers I have sent out to a couple people is I sent one person. It was Allen Robinson and Rex Burkhead for Bell.
Yep.
But I haven't gotten a response yet.
Ryan Miner. What's up, Ryan?
What's up, Ryan? Good morning, sir.
He said Burkhead or Hyde, also Burkhead or Emmanuel Sanders. So I'm guessing this is a pick 2.
Hyde and Sanders.
Or it's two different leagues where he's got a lot of Burkhead.
Burkhead and Sanders for me.
Hyde and Sanders.
I'd go Burkhead. I just want a piece of that really high scoring game.
Yeah.
The over under is 10 points higher than it is in Cleveland right now.
Yeah, we love Sanders' matchup though.
Sanders, get him in lineups.
Yeah.
Ryan, is that PPR or standard?
PPR Sanders. Colton just fed us some news. Sleeper said Josh Gordon playing roughly 20 snaps. So there you go on that.
I've been telling everyone to not start him. He's barely in my wide receiver rankings this
I'm
week.
surprised they would even play him in that field with the
Why play him
nursing
at
a
all?
hamstring.
Yeah.
Why play him at all?
First one is against Nick in Dynasty.
Ryan, you're gonna beat me this week. You don't even need the start sick question. You're gonna crush me.
Both are so it was 2 separate leagues. So Burkhead or Hyde. In that case,
Burkhead.
Burkhead.
Yeah.
I'm leaning the other way, but Burkhead's not a bad play. It's real close for me. And then Burkhead or Sanders. Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders.
Another one from
Drew.
With Weather and Pitt, I got a standard flex question. Juju, Cobb, Cole, Galladay, or Wilkins. Cobb? Maybe. Cobb and Cole are close.
I'd go Cole, I think.
Yeah, I'd probably...
Some of the rumblings we're hearing in Green Bay about the dissatisfaction with Cobb makes me worried. I kind of want to see a good game before I buy in.
Both my questions have been from my Dynasty matchup against Nick as well.
I think between these guys,
I think I got you this week, Drew. So
I still think between these guys with Drew's question, it's like I would almost lean Juju just because piss poor weather, but
let me put it this way, Drew. I started Cole over Juju, but it was PPR, but I did make the decision to start Cole over Juju.
We have one from Alex. It'll be half point PPR or half point DJ Moore or Cooper Kupp.
I missed that one. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cup's got Oakland. Even though we don't know what the Rams offense is going to look like. So, again, another interesting thing to talk about with the Rams. Jared Goff and Brandon Cooks have not had any game reps together. And you can do whatever you want to do in practice, but game speed, you can't replicate game speed. So
even preseason doesn't replicate it, but it's better.
Even preseason doesn't replicate it, but it's better. But they've had 0 reps together in an actual game situation. So I'm leaning more Cup. One for that reason, but then I think Robert Woods may actually outscore Cook this week. Cooks.
He could.
It's a hot take. Very hot take.
I mean, any given week, one of those 3 could be the highest scoring one. Like, I'm not going to guarantee it. I do like Cooks though, because Cooks just burned the hell out of the Raiders last year. Mm-hmm. I could see him doing it again this year.
Different offense.
Go ahead.
I said it was a different offense, but he's shown the tendency to kill him. So
PPR, Keelan Cole or Corey Davis.
Shout out to Drew too. It's one of my commissioners in another league.
Oh, what's up, other Drew?
So many Cole questions. I'm still going Davis though.
Yeah,
Cole has been heavily.
We know that pecking. I mean, like we know what the target order is roughly in Tennessee. In Jacksonville, we still don't know.
And Tennessee should be throwing more too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the other way.
You're on Cole?
I'd be on Cole, and it's not just the Jacksonville fandom thing. I mean,
I know.
There's been a ton of hype. He was going to be the other starter opposite Marquise Lee before Lee went down. Him and Bortles have shown rapport. They've done it. And Corey Davis with the hamstring stuff last year and everything. I mean, we think we know the pecking order, but Walker's still going to be out there. And Corey Davis really didn't have any blow-up games last year. So
he had the one in the playoffs where he scored 2 touchdowns.
Okay,
so that's the last we saw of him.
One in the playoff, and Cole had like the entire last quarter of the season.
He did.
So I'm just kind of a little bit more bullish Where's that bearish? I don't know how the stock market works.
Bearish.
A little bit more. Thank you.
But bull market good, bear market bad.
Okay. I'm a little bit more bearish on Corey Davis than you two are to start the season, just because I want to see it shake out and I want to see him actually do it somewhat consistently.
The way he profiles, though, even though I'm usually go for have you shown it to me, he profiles so well as a one that I trusted a little bit more.
He profiles well, but we've seen guys profile well struggle before too, so I'm just leaning a little bit more towards the sure thing. That's just kind of my MO, though.
Looking at you, Devontae Parker.
Yeah. Yep, looking at you, Devontae Parker. Standard tomorrow for a one flex. I have Cup, Cooper, and Woods on the roster.
Amari?
Amari.
Yeah, in standard I go Amari.
Yep.
In PPR I could see the
Easily.
argument for Cup, but in standard I'm going for Amari.
Amari in all formats.
Pick 2, half PPR. Crabtree, Funchess, Cohen, Hearns, Ross, Jeremy Hill.
That's so I heard Funchess, so I think for sure is one of mine. What were
Crabtree, Cohen, Ellen Hearns, John Ross, and Jeremy Hill.
the other one's either Ross or Cohen.
I go Crabtree because you got a volume for me.
I don't like Crabtree. He's going to get white, and that scares me a little bit. And I don't think they're going to have to throw.
Yeah. I had a question about our schedule from Colton. So our normal schedule, I guess this is good for people that just found the stream today. Our normal schedule, we release on YouTube and then audio through iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, wherever you can get your audio podcast on Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights.
Yep. So we usually finish recording around 7. It should be online by 8 or 8:30.
Yeah. And that's during the season. We do that because we want to get you guys the latest news that we possibly can on episode days. And then the live stream every Sunday morning, you'll get at least 2 of us. Usually we're going to try for 3, but
Yeah.
Dan's real life work schedule sometimes doesn't play well with that. And then out of season, we'll go out of season. Same day as just during the day usually. But for the next 4 months, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights.
Yep.
Yeah.
And when we do cut episodes, we cut from the back. So when we drop to 1 episode, it's just Monday. When we go to 2 during draft season, it's Monday, Wednesday.
Yep. But for the next 4 months, Monday, Wednesday, Friday night on YouTube, and then YouTube Live on Sundays, and
I hope you like our faces then.
audio wherever you can get it. Audio's just everywhere, wherever you get your podcast, you can find us.
Yeah. And if you have a platform that you use that we're not on, let us know.
Yeah, if we're missing
we'll
somewhere and you
find a
can't
way.
find us, I'm pretty sure I've gotten everywhere that is anyone could consider.
We're
But
horse here. We want to be everywhere.
Any shot bets for today?
any
That's a
shot
good-
I
bets
don't think
for
we
today?
had
You've been very quiet on shot
2v1
bets.
Corey Davis versus Keelan Cole.
I'd take that.
I'll take Davis' side on that one.
Yeah.
Are those
2
noon
for
games?
1.
I think they're both noon games. Yes.
Perfect. We can pay it up before I leave.
Yes.
There you go. So,
Does anybody that's watching us right now want to do a shot bet with us?
yeah. Anybody got anything
you
they haven't
guys
agreed with? We
are-
can do that too.
Are totally.
Anyone want to bet Gordon does well this week, for example? We'll take the anti-Gordon shot bet.
Then watch him blow up. Those 20 fucking snaps that he'll play.
All right. Anything else that is breaking in the last little bit?
You know, I've been refreshing Roto World.
Have you?
Like, yeah, I got to be useful for something,
That's a first.
right? Shows up late, doesn't bring his laptop.
Yeah.
It's like a real episode.
Ryan said he would, but he's at work. Fair.
I mean, you can always shop. You can pay up later. You don't have to pay it up right
Just
at the moment.
Exactly. We still have a bunch. We still have to
Swig
pay
on the
from
job.
last year.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got then. We've been on for a little over 30 minutes at this point. Any last questions before we call this
We had
a
one
stream?
more that just dropped.
Yeah.
here.
Josh Gordon, Rashard Matthews, Chris Godwin, or Ty Montgomery in the flex, half PPR.
Those are
Montgomery, but it's gross.
yeah, it's Montgomery or Godwin, and I don't want either one.
I go Ty Mont over Montgomery. Or
Ty-
same person. I go Montgomery over Godwin. Matthews' injury concerns me. I'm never going to start Josh Gordon this week, and at least we know what Montgomery's role is in that offense, which could be high score, which could have some scoring to it.
Favorite fantasy platform and why? So for Dynasty, my fantasy league, it just because it's so customizable.
As a commissioner of a My Fantasy League, I have very mixed feelings on it.
It's very customizable. The interface is kind of crap, but you do have a lot of flexibility with that. For redraft, we typically keep it simple with just ESPN, just because it's mainstream and easy to use.
Though I may start moving stuff over to Sleeper if they keep doing well.
Sleeper's been
Yeah.
very good for us this year. Also, it's only I think their first or second year in the game.
Second year, and they launched right before the season started last year.
Yeah, it's their second year in the game for fantasy football, but the interface has been nice, so we may be taking a look at that.
Yeah. And shout out to the
also.
Sleeper Wire guys too. We've talked with a couple of them. They're awesome dudes doing a podcast for charity, football related.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, if we don't get any more questions, I think we're going to wrap this up so we can get to the bar and get a table. If you guys do think of anything else, at BeerfieldFF on Twitter, tweet at us.
Yep. Tweet at me. Don't send me DMs just in case I missed the message request.
You can tag all three of us for.
I would take all three of us just so that one of us can see it.
Yep. So you got at 30BFF to my left, at Hot BFF with 2 P's right here talking. To my right, that's at Nick Sparts or at BeerfieldFF. He's the one normally on the account.
Yep. Or if you drop any comments on any of our YouTube episodes, I will see those and answer those
Jordan
as well.
Reed or Trey Burton. It's Jordan Reed.
Jordan Reed. Reed has a great matchup. Burton has an ugly one. I like Burton. I'm starting Burton in a few places because I think he's going to do decently well, but Reed has a real high ceiling.
Yeah, just going off what we know from last year, the Packers, I think it was only 3 tight ends they allowed 50 yards or more to, and it was on 10 plus targets.
It was only like 4 touchdowns.
It was
all
only
year.
3 or 4 touchdowns also. So
Rule 86.
yeah, Rule 86. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Good
luck week 1.
Good luck in week 1.
Good luck in all your matchups.
Besides the ones that we're playing.
We'll see you in our recap episode Monday.
Except you, Drew. Yep, we'll talk to you on Monday.
Peace.
Bye.